Good morning, Edmonton. Good morning, Facebook world. Good morning, universe. Good morning. Good morning, all. Hi, it's me again, coming with a broadcast, and today's broadcast is going to be on prayer. And I'm going to say a prayer that most people have heard this prayer. It's the Lord's Prayer, but I'm going to say it the Pharaoh Fenton's translation from the Greek, which is very different from the translation that we've usually heard in most churches and in most Bibles. And the translation goes as thus: Our Father which art in the heavens, thy name must be being hallowed. Thy kingdom must be being restored. Thy will must be being done, both in heaven and on earth. Give us today our tomorrow's bread, and forgive us our faults as we forgive those offending us. For you will never lead us into temptation, but deliver us from its evil. Now, that's totally different from the prayer that you hear. And the difference in that prayer is Neville Goddard talks about it's a standing order. It's not actually a prayer of supplication. It's a prayer stating of something that has been done absolutely and is being done continuously. It's kind of an oxymoron. It's like something that's done and that's being done always. And so, people, what is God? What's the kingdom of God looks like? Well, I guess in one word, love, right? Love, unity, and compassion, right? And trust. And that's what we're becoming. We're becoming compassionate, more compassionate. The whole world, the whole universe is becoming. And in that, we have those birthing pains I talked about on Saturday. Those pains, all the stuff that's going on in the world with terrorism and ISIS and depressions, and all these things are birthing pains of us coming forth to be that God man, to be that new Adam, to be that compassionate, transformed, transcendent, loving being, right? And that's in the Bible talks about God is able to do exceedingly abundantly beyond all that we may ask or think. And that's that faith and trust in that, and that becoming of yourself and of your life, and that to realize that your whole life is a prayer, and that you're always praying, but prayer is more so focused thought with a very good expectation, an expectation of being blessed and being transformed and transcending. But we're always praying, Paul talked about praying without ceasing, and Jesus said men should pray always and not lose heart. And that means to trust and to grow in grace and to expect the best from yourself, from life, from everyone around you, to help one another, and to know that all things work together for good, right? When we have that love and that expectation. And I remember my friend Connie asked me one time. She said, "Roy, how do you pray? When do you meditate?" And before I could answer her, she said, "Oh my goodness, your whole life is a meditation." And I said, "Yeah, it is." And I realized that when I was reading the Conversation with God series by Neil Donald Walsh, where he says, your whole life is a conversation with God. Your whole life is a meditation with God and within God. And you just have to pay attention to what it's saying to you. And it'll let you know if you're living in fear or if you're living in faith, or I say living in love. Because faith work it by love, right? You can have all this faith, but if it's not loving, then it's just a bunch of razzle dazzle without any compassion. So anyway, I just encourage everyone to keep your thoughts focused, to joyfully focus and to focus joyfully. And the safest thing for that focus is, people have trouble with the word God. So, I always use the word love, right? Because it's all about love. The whole, it's all about love at the bottom line, right? And if you don't have love pulse, you're like a sounding bell, bing, 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 bing. You're making noise, and So love yourself, love each other, keep those loving thoughts and expectations, trust God, trust life, help each other through the hard times, and when you fall, and forgive one another, right? Because we all make faults, we all have our turns of being lifted, the lifter and the uplifted, right? So hopefully that this video is uplifting. Not here to preach at you or anything. I'm here to just share my insights, and I hope that they're helpful for anyone looking at this. And like I said, Emerson has this great quote. He says, "Who you are speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you're saying," right? So like I said, your life is a prayer, your being is a prayer, right? And to be a loving, trusting being that loves himself, loves others, and trusts God is the highest prayer. When you walk in that love and by faith, you have the abundant life, a life that is just full of blessing, and doesn't mean not challenges, but you transcend them, you transform and transcend everything that comes your way. So anyway, I'll end this. Mr. Eckert said, God is, so stop flapping your lips. So enough of me flapping my lips. Have a wonderful day, and pray, pray, pray. Just focus joyfully, and joyfully focus. And God bless you all profusely and ridiculously. Holla! Lips are now stopping to flap. Gone.